Good evening. Scientology's march to recruit new members, especially those with money, is relentless, seeking out opportunities in the most unlikely places, as in the vulnerable while they're in rehab, setting the centres up to ensure a steady stream of potential clients. It's worked for them in Hollywood, now they're making it work for them here. Claire Brady investigates.
Why ask permission? We are the authorities. We are the authorities on getting people off drugs. We are the authorities on the mind.
Scientology has never hidden its ruthless approach to its agenda, now attracted by drug addicts and the money of their desperate parents.
NarCONon is an international network of drug rehabilitation centers that utilizes the discoveries of L. Ron Hubbard.
Banned in several countries, Australia is its new frontier, cunning, targeted, called NarCONon.
NarCOnon's all about recruiting people into Scientology. It's bogus. It's really quite harmful to drug addicts. It hurts people, it hurts families, it destroys.
Patty Pennyadds should know. She used to run a NarCONon centre in the United States.
NarCONon is a front group for the church, and what the church goes after is vulnerable people.
She warns they'll go after me too for sniffing around.
What's going to happen is you and the producer and everyone else involved in this will be investigated. A file will be started on you. They'll try to do something to try to embarrass you so you'll stop doing this.
NarCOnon, the drug rehab program, creates more questions than answers.
I was smoking ice, heroin, marijuana, drinking.
3 weeks in this idyllic setting turned into a living nightmare for this man.
I know one of them who their father was bringing up heroin for him.
Out of desperation, Scott Greasley and his wife Karen turned to NarCOnon for help. The father of two battles severe depression and was self-medicating with drugs and alcohol.
It's all a sham.
It's all a sham.
NarCOnon, nestled in the hills at Warburton outside Melbourne, was an expensive last resort. Scott was suicidal. They borrowed $21,000 to buy NarCOnon's empty promises. What they bought was its deceit, the bizarre and the dangerous.
You got to sit in front of the ashtray, and then you got to command the ashtray, and it's 5 or 6 steps to it, but you got to command it and stand up in a loud voice, and then say thank you, and then sit back down on that chair.
You have to thank the ashtray.
And then you got to thank the ashtray, but you got to think that you're inside the ashtray.
That was bizarre. Doctors say NarCOnon's sauna and intense vitamin program is dangerous.
It starts off as 2 hours, and you do a half an hour run beforehand, and you take, you start on 100 milligrams of niacin.
And what about the sauna though? How long were you spending in there?
And that's up to them whether you might spend 30, 40, 50, 60 days in there.
Of up to 5-hour stints?
Up to 5-hour stints at the end.
Karen took her husband from the NarCOnon centre after 3 weeks. As a qualified nurse, alarm bells were ringing.
Get them out. Get them out. You're going to lose your money. I mean, the worst case scenario is that they're going to recruit your child into Scientology.
Patty has seen it all before.
But this was developed by Hubbard, who had little to no knowledge of medicine. This is basically quackery. It's bogus. And medical doctors have looked at this and claimed it as being bogus.
My interview with NarCOnon's Melbourne founder, Nerida James, was going well.
I guess it's looking at the cause of why a person started using drugs in the first place.
But things soon soured.
Well, they say it's brainwashing.
But see, it's religious discrimination for that person to be saying you can't do the NarCOnon program because there might be a Scientologist working there, or it might be using some works of Mr. Hubbard.
No, but Nerida, you can't get a little bit pregnant here. Are you either part of the Scientology movement with NarCOnon or not?
No, we're not. We are supported by the church. Like, the church will refer addicts that walk into their door.
Do you prey on them?
What's your definition of preying on them? Like by helping them?
Or is it a clever way of signing people up to the church?
Look, the Church of Scientology have their own methods of encouraging people to come in.
And is this one of them?
That's totally separate to NarCOnon. It's definitely not one of them. So I think we're done here. So thanks for coming.
It's not a success story at all. It's a very unfortunate scam that people get into, and people like yourself and other people who have courage to stand up to Scientology are now exposing them and what they've been doing, and hopefully the harm will stop very soon.
Our investigation by Claire Brady.